Hi there, I'm Justin Pritchard, and in this video, an up-close look at the all-new Infiniti QX50. Here it is, the all-new QX50, which Infiniti just launched into the hugely competitive luxury crossover segment, which is brimming with well-established competition. And a few big stories are in play to help this latest offering from the Japanese luxury brand to stand out. The new styling language sees the QX50 come off as quietly upscale and premium, but not glitzy, overdone, gaudy, or chromed out like something a real estate agent on HGTV might drive. It's upscale, but it doesn't shout about it, and I like that a lot. Like its many competitors, the QX50 has 5 seats, good cargo space, lots of safety and tech and luxury, and all-wheel drive. On the surface, then, it's not dramatically different from the other dozen or more competitors it might be cross-shopped against. But there are some standout reasons to consider it, and you might say that Infiniti aims for the front of the pack on 2 specific fronts: fuel consumption and safety equipment. On fuel consumption, there's this new engine, the variable compression ratio turbo engine, aka the VC Turbo. This 2-liter 4-cylinder comes boosted for 268 horsepower and is also the world's first production engine ever that can actively alter its compression ratio on the fly. This is a holy grail of flexibility when it comes to efficient and compromise-free performance. In oversimplified terms, this VC turbo engine can instantly and intelligently alter the travel length or stroke of the pistons within their cylinders. In every other engine, the stroke and therefore the compression ratio is fixed. In the QX50, it can shift from an 8:1 to a 14:1 compression ratio on the fly, which gives drivers pleasing performance and excellent fuel mileage without compromise. The technology works, and I enjoyed the engine's punchy performance, all RPM responsiveness, and a fuel bill on my watch comparable to a much less powerful Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. And all of the compression ratio altering witchcraft happens without anything detectable or audible to the driver. You get plenty of sauce, a reduced fuel bill, and no detectable compromise. And the really standout thing about how this all works is the throttle response. You've got loads of pulling power available from virtually any RPM, like a much bigger engine. The other big story is on the safety front. Click this little button and you activate the ProPilot Assist system, which uses a networked array of cameras and radar and sensors to help the QX50 analyze and understand its surroundings. Infiniti says their shoppers don't want autonomous driving, so these features are instead intended to work with and not in place of your safe and attentive motoring for another layer of peace of mind. You're still in control, and you can turn the systems on and off entirely or individually as you like. When ProPilot Assist engages, the steering stiffens up dramatically in your hands, encouraging you to let the system do most of the work for you, while it follows the lane markings and steers ever so slightly to help magnetize the vehicle to the center of its lane. If someone runs behind you while reversing, the QX50 can stop itself automatically, come up on slower traffic, and the cruise control slows you down to maintain a safe distance. I often find myself turning these systems off once I've tried them. They're often a little too intrusive for my tastes, but here, usually that wasn't the case. Simply, when one of the systems makes an adjustment or correction to the throttle or the brakes or the steering, it's done with consistent smoothness and predictability and never feels jarring or startling. Best of all, the systems mostly do their work in smooth and seamless and natural fashion, feeling like they're working with you and not for you. I did note one problem, though, related to the automatic high beams, which exist somewhere beneath this advanced safety system umbrella. The system often seemed confused and failed to engage the brights when I would have, and on several occasions they blinded oncoming motorists. Work the lights manually, and their performance easily puts them up with the best headlights I've recently used. Here's a bit of footage, and you can check down in my YouTube videos to see a full video dedicated just to this lighting system if you'd like to see more on that. In back, the cargo hold is big, wide, and low, making it easy to insert and remove gear and groceries. The low floor height can aid in the entry and exit of your family canine too if they ride in the back. And fun fact, this is one of, if not the largest cargo holds in this segment. Further ahead, there's little issue fitting two adults of average size in the rear seats, though headroom will disappear the most quickly for larger occupants. Up front, there's room to spare, plenty of nearby storage, and plenty of tactile and touchscreen controls for easy access to a multitude of functions once you've gotten comfortable with where everything is. The interior styling reflects the exterior. It's upscale but tidy and simple, sophisticated and rich without overdoing it, and packed with delightful touches that help make it look and feel that little bit more expensive. Much of this cabin is close-up worthy and made me want to keep filming glamorous shots like this. But there is the one thing, the dual-screen infotainment system, which sees two screens stacked over top of one another, and the top screen is fairly low in resolution, with graphics on par with your average gas station ATM. It's a strangely disjointed-looking setup, and I don't like it. Maybe you do. Featured content goodies on my high-end sensory-grade tester included a big sunroof, the punchy 16-speaker Bose Performance Series stereo, remote start, and climate-controlled seats. There's also a drive mode selector. Toggle the modes to trigger various changes to the QX50's systems that tweak the feel and response of the vehicle for standard driving, extra sporty driving, or extra economical driving. The ride is semi-sporty, mostly comfortable, a touch on the athletic side, and never feels like a soggy tarmac waffle or a harsh and stiff sports car. It's largely firm and dense on rougher in-town roads without typically crashing into bumps. Mostly, it just rides in the middle ground between sporty and squishy. The feel of the steering and brakes are both fairly unremarkable. Each system performs well enough, and the brakes get the QX50 stopped in quick order with minimal fuss. Still, here's a machine that feels built to wow more with the looks and tech than the way that it feels and responds at the tips of your fingers and toes. Expect excellent throttle response virtually everywhere, though a big stomp on the throttle is required to get things firing along urgently. And here, the sound is pure 4-cylinder, but it's a smooth sound, and the engine operates with refinement even pushed. Drive gently and you hardly hear or feel a thing. And if you want to see and hear more of this engine and powertrain in action, check out the link in the description below. After a week, I found the QX50's central dual-screen display to dull the appeal a little, though a pleasing cabin, excellent headlights, and a fantastic driveline that's punchy, smooth, and excellent on fuel were easily appreciated. So take this machine as a sign of where things are going. Shoppers are demanding higher efficiency, higher levels of safety and confidence, and minimal compromise, and that's just what this QX50 delivers. Canadian pricing from the mid-40s. Thanks for watching. Well, thank you for watching. My name is Justin Pritchard. I like making videos on cars and driving, and if you like watching them, make sure you click on the like, subscribe, and notify buttons down below so you never miss a new upload, and we'll see you next time.